I just kind of thought, honestly, if you won't be in it, then I'll just film it near you.
Look, you get kicked off, yeah? I'll be back in 2 minutes with concealer and mascara on.
Okay. Ugh. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you look cute.
I'm blurry.
That's what I'm trying to do. Can
I
you
know.
tell? I'm like, Describe to me how you're feeling.
Oh, fuck off. It's like spinning plates, but you have tonsillitis and anxiety. And all the plates are about to crash. There's so many plates.
Oh, dear. I feel like you needed to get that out there.
No, all I do is talk about this.
Yeah.
People must be sick listening to me.
Now, come on. You know that's not true.
There must be a little bit. It's all the same shit every day. It should be more fun. You shouldn't be waiting for the end. Like, of the project.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. No. How are you feeling?
Oh, God. Oh, terrible.
Oh, dipple dopple.
Terrible. We're a bit mental. We used to do this wonderful thing for the past year where I would be mental and Hazel would be alright. And then she'd come into my room and be like, oh, babe, it's okay. Bring me wine. Stick me on the sofa. I'd be like, oh, okay. Then I'd be alright. And then Hazel would be mental. And I'd come into her room and be like, you're not alright. She'd be like, no. What? You'd either passed out, had a panic attack so bad that we called an ambulance.
Do you remember them?
Yeah, I do bloody remember them. Thank you very much.
Remember their names?
No, I can't remember their names.
Patrice and Brian. I thought I was having an allergic reaction. I couldn't breathe, so I called the paramedics, and then they got there, and it was just a panic attack.
I was on the phone to the ambulance lady. She was like, is she unconscious? I was like, I don't know, I think so. Then she was like, how do you get into your building? And I was like, you need a key. She was like, well, how are we going to get into the building? And I was like, I don't fucking know. You tell me.
I said, I remember being like, Dodie, she was just asking if I'm passed out, how they're going to get it. Like, she was
It was
just
a
doing
genuine
her
question,
job.
but I was like, I don't fucking know.
You're making me sound like a fucking head case.
You are.
We manage a lot of stuff. I do a lot of things.
I think that's why I'm so eager to share so much online of how I'm feeling, because otherwise people just won't believe me.
But why do you need them to understand that?
Because I'm making so much and I'm worried that they're going to think I'm lying. And also I want their support. Because I'm lonely. I don't know.
I don't have that the way you do. It fascinates me how much you like. Even right now, the whole way through this video, I've been like, "This is too much sharing. This is too much. I shouldn't." Say
Interesting.
I send the odd stupid tweet. Generally, my tweets are in a sort of sarcastic tone, though. Even if I'm in the fucking pits, they'll be like, "Well, everything's fucked. Fuck it."
I've been lying on this space for the past like week, just on my phone, doing nothing. And like when I feel really bad, I'm like, "What shall I do?" I open Snapchat and I talk. Why is that? I have loads of friends who I can talk to. They're like, please just call. I suppose it's because, number one, when I'm mental, I'm like, no one's going to get it. No one understands. No one can help me, because I jump to like the most pessimistic thing. Number two,
It's easier to talk to a camera.
it's easier to talk to a camera. It's like, I want to open up. I am talking and I'm getting it out there. Technically 2 people, but I'm talking to myself. I can't see anyone's reaction. I'm not getting someone being like, yeah, back, or like, I don't know, or try this. It's just like one-sided, here's how I'm feeling, blah.
Which I guess a lot of people appreciate.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I'm not alone.
Yeah, and like coming back from VidCon, I got a lot of people like letters and things saying thank you so much for being. They're all just here. I've been opening them, being like thank you so much for being so open online. And I think after VidCon, I took that way too literally, and I opened Snapchat and I told them how I was really feeling. And then I got this great message, which wasn't great at the time, from my friend Zana. I'll read it out to you. It was such a good message. She was just like, babe, I love you. I really love you, but what was that on Snapchat? That was terrible. At the time I was like, how dare you? You don't understand. How could you message me at that time? You know how low I'm feeling. But like looking back now, I'm just like, oh my god, that was such a good message. Wait, let me find it. I won't read you the whole thing. I worry about the way you talk about mental health online. I get nervous to look at your Snapchats. I feel like the most intense graphic descriptions of mental health just appear out of nowhere. I find it really hard to hear things like that without warning. You're doing good because you're breaking down like stigma and raising awareness, but the amount of detail you go into and the frequency is getting a bit unhealthy. I was like, there's no point in living. She was like, it worries me that you don't filter any of it. I was very unhappy. But yes, I was like, here's where I'm at, here's how I'm feeling. She was like, you have a huge audience now full of young people.
This is all shit I've wanted to say to you. But it's like, it's been an outlet for you, so I would never want to like take that away from you. But at the same time, I don't watch your Snapchats. Like, I even shy away from your videos a little bit now. I generally try, if I'm going to talk about it, to talk about it when I'm not down here. Like, I have the time down here, and I don't need to be right back up here, but somewhere here. Like, I try and not do it when I'm right down at the bottom, because I'm not sure that that's helpful for anybody, me included, because I'm afraid, like, even, you know, when you just, like, send fucking mental text messages to people in the middle of the night when you're sad, and the next day you read them and you're like, oh my god.
So true.
But that's like, I'm afraid, like, that's to one person. I would be afraid of putting that to the whole world.
Oh my god, this is so true. Speaking truth, listen to this. She said, I worry that you rely on the validation of your audience rather than talking to your friends or a counsellor because it's not fulfilling or lasting. It's like eating empty calories. And I want you to know you can talk to me. I feel like putting it all online might be a bit of a mistake. I was like, oh god, this is so true. Like, the way empty calories is such a good depiction
it's
of
like
it.
It feels good in the moment, like you're getting it out, but in the long term it's not really helping. And and it's sad for us to see, particularly when like we've shut the door and it's like, okay, good night, and we go to bed, and then I turn on Snapchat and you're in bed like pouring your heart out, and I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't know. Does she want me to talk to her? Is she reaching out because she wants someone to come to her, or she just wants to get it out? I don't know.
I think it's a mixture. I think it's like, it is always a cry for help. Like, my big Instagram posts are like, I want to post it for myself, just kind of like, the madness is key. Make it into art. Let my audience know that they're not alone and that we're all going through the same thing. And then I want to put a good message at the end to kind of help. But then also it is a cry for help. I want my friends to see, to be like, wow, she's in a really bad place.
We've all done that. We've all done that like 3 a.m. tweet, just hoping somebody sees and gets in touch saying like, hey, you okay? I just saw your tweet. And the second they do, I always feel like such an idiot. I'm always like, oh, I shouldn't have tweeted that. I should have just fucking texted you directly. There's no guidelines on this. There's no etiquette. Like, this hasn't existed before. So I can't tell you what's right or wrong. It is that empty calorie thing of like, you're getting a short-term satisfaction from it, but you're not really dealing with the problem. I think that's probably my biggest concern. Even like Jack put up that Bad Brain Day video recently. I was on set that day. I hadn't had time to watch it, and when I saw him at the end of the day, I was like, oh, I saw the title of your video, what's up? And he was like, oh yeah, it's all in the video. And I'm like, no, you're my boyfriend and you're going to tell me to my face. I don't want to have to get that from a video. Dean put one up as well. Like, everyone kind of puts out these videos where it's just this crazy cry for help, and they're really deep and they're really sad, and I'm like, talk to me.
Yeah. Why is it so much more tricky to message someone and say, hey, I'm really struggling? You don't want to feel like a burden. You're worried that they won't understand and it's pointless, is one I get a lot. And it's embarrassing.
It is so embarrassing too. It's hard to reach out for. I'm the fucking worst for reaching out for help as well.
Yeah, you don't. You just don't.
Yeah, look, I'm working on it. I'm a little bit defiant.
A little bit!
It's easier when you're physically sick, isn't it? It's easier to be like, I can't move. I'm so sick. Please bring me 7-Up.
Yeah, because there's proof as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Gross. Throat bumps.
You're worried that it's not going to be enough to be like, I'm feeling really shit, because how many times do we say that? How many fucking times do we say that? Every single time I've called someone or I've reached out to someone, like, I've taken that step in my head to just be like, just do it. I always feel better.
Also helpful to have friends in other time zones, I've noticed.
Yeah, that is so
when
true.
It's 4 a.m. here.
In LA. Someone's away.
But we're always all up in the middle of the night, so that's handy.
Because we're all mental. Why do creatives tend to be so mentally ill?
I think it's a chicken and egg thing.
Oh, you're right. Do you create because you're mentally ill, or are you mentally ill because you create?
I don't know. When you spend so much time delving into yourself to find stuff to create with, particularly if you're like us, where you do use a lot of your life experiences and stuff, then I think you go in and bring it back up with you a little bit.
Once you start thinking, it's like a little well, you'll just go down and you'll never stop.
No. Good.
We should probably end this on a positive note.
Wow. Also, we're fine. Suffering is a part of human existence. We weren't intended to just exist and be happy all the time. And if you didn't suffer, you wouldn't be able to tell the happiness apart from it. And we do create and we do make cool stuff. And a lot of that has to come from kind of bad places, unfortunately. But it's sort of the toss-up, isn't it? And we also have really lovely times and really great friends in this lovely apartment and each other and stuff.
That's a much better note to end on.
I'm good at that.
Yeah,
I'm a
you are a
good blagger.
Oh. Sorry, I haven't been making much recently. I look like this a lot, and I'm always on my floor. More on that later. Goodbye. Thank you, Hazel.